Although you need to shift your weight ahead of your feet to get yourself off balance for gravity to pull you forward, it can be too far ahead and it will make you fall. Your sense of balance will keep you from falling by whipping your foot far ahead to catch you. That slows you down, so you need to shift your weight ahead just enough so you can continue your speed up until the maximum oscillation of your legs is reached and you automatically shift to your fastest steady stage. Slanting your body forward does not make you move forward at all. You can run backward that way. It is easier on the back and hamstring muscles to run with a vertical body, except when you are starting from a starting block. You are always trying to shorten your stride. The shortest stride is when you can pick up the most speed. As the speed increases, the foot gets flipped farther and farther back and up in the air against your hardest effort to keep the spread short. In a sprint, the foot travels up to the butt by the speed of the body moving ahead of the ground. Some coaches want you to start out running that way, but starting out the way you do that way does not let you pick up any speed at all. Never start out in the way you run at a steady pace. There are a number of intermediary motions you need to take to oscillate your feet faster that are covered in my book, Nierenstein's First Law of Running. You can run forward with a backward tilted body. Tilting the body forward is not a lean for speed. You can run backward with a forward tilted body. It doesn't help you run any faster. The center of balance is directly over your feet when your body is tilted forward or backward. The center of balance is where my hands are right now. The center of balance has the full weight. The top and bottom of the body has 50% of the weight. Just like a dumbbell, you could shift the body at any angle and the center will still have the full weight. So you have to shift the center in order for any movement to take place. You've got to shift the center ahead of the feet in order to run. Lengthening the stride makes you run slow. Only the speed of the run lengthens the stride. If you lengthen the stride, you can only go very slow. You can run slow with a short stride, so that doesn't make you run fast either. You have to be off balance and pick up speed in the speed pickup stage in order to reach a fast pace, but a short or long stride does not make you run fast. It's all in how you use gravity. When you're running at a slow, steady stage, you can't pick up speed. You have to drop your feet behind again in the speed pickup stage to pick up more speed. Everyone does all sports with some safe physical laws and some dangerous physical laws. Learn what you do right and how to do it better, then learn how to eliminate the opposing and dangerous motions. The first thing you want to see in a running technique that will give you the ability to start running efficiently. If you are a beginner and find it hard to run efficiently, my technique will make it easier and safer. If you are a competitive runner and want to run very fast, my technique is a sure way to do it. I will start off with the speed technique to prove I can deliver on it. Then I will teach you the first thing you need to learn. That is how to land softly and smoothly to avoid shocks to your joints and remove the abruptness that slows you down and stresses your muscles. Bill Rogers, champion of multiple marathons, author and coach, wrote that running is not a technique sport like golf. Jack Nierenstein wrote that we can do every sport with the right technique, or we would not be able to do them at all, including running. We learned early on as babies and kids to do all kinds of sports movements by osmosis. We can play sports without being cognizant of the physics or biomechanics. Just doing it for sports has created relatively few champions. Most hard efforts produce meager results and many injuries. Now, the Nierenstein gravity running technique discoveries prove that running is a technique sport. It has simple physics and biomechanics that can only be done one way. There is a starting power, gravity, the exerted force, that moves you forward by pulling down on a slanted leg. The leg gets rotated down around the foot like a tree rotating down to the ground around the base. The leg gets rotated forward and up instead because of the jump by the extending leg being rotated forward by gravity. The purpose of the jump is to lift the rotation so you can land on the other leg at the right height. It is not to make you travel farther in the air. The gravity signs for running can be tested by anyone in a matter of seconds. Run 4 steps forward and backward. Notice that you drop your feet behind your upper body center to run forward and out front ahead of center to run backward. You can try doing it differently with any of the other techniques and you will be staying in place. The rotation of the jumping leg by gravity is not in any of the other running techniques. They do not have the starting power for running. You cannot take 1 step forward unless gravity pulls the top of your leg ahead of the foot. The jump allows you to land on the other leg at the right height. When you run with other techniques, your mysterious gravity technique is what makes you move forward, not any of the other techniques. Gravity as a starting and continuing force is the only force that can make you run faster. The only way you can pick up speed is to keep landing behind your upper body center of balance, approximately navel high. All the other techniques you can do while running slow, not so with the speed up landings behind the center of balance. You will run faster exponentially with each stride that way, or you will fall. Gravity, pulling an apple straight down, is a science we know, and it can easily be seen as such when it takes place. Gravity, rotating an off-balance tilted tree or pole down, can also be seen as proven gravity science. Gravity rotating a leg was not seen in the running process for a few reasons. One reason is that we thought that tilting the upper body forward is an off-balance lean for gravity to rotate you forward. When you see that it is not the case, it leads you to believe that you must be pushing yourself forward to run. The upper body tilt does not change the foot position in relationship to the center of balance. You can continue running slowly after you tilt the upper body forward. You can even run backward with a forward tilted upper body. You can see that you must speed up when you keep dropping your feet behind your upper body center of balance. I would be remiss in not warning you about following the other popular techniques out there. Some slow you down instead of speeding you up. Others are impossible to do. They all can cause injuries. If I do not show you why they are wrong, you might think that they will also help you in conjunction with the Nierenstein gravity running technique. You are taught by respected authorities that the gluteus and hamstring muscles pull the foot back to push the body forward. That is one of the impossible things to do. It looks like the leg should be able to do that, but it is kept by other muscles from happening. The opposite rotation of the knee to extend the leg prevents the flexing of the leg to pull the foot back. The glutes and hams work very hard while running, but it does not result in flexing the leg. The purpose of the glutes and hams is to lock the hip joint to hold the upper body back from lurching forward at landing. Attempting to pull the foot back has caused frequent injuries. There is another technique that is called a gravity technique that is also impossible to do. You are instructed to run at a forward angle in a straight line, head to toe, without the grounded leg rotating forward. The leg gets rotated forward to run while the upper body stays at one angle. This technique also wants you to bring the other foot all the way up close to the butt while the body stays at a straight line forward angle, head to toe, in a pause to pose. By the time the foot is lifted up, the body would be rotated down to the ground. Pushing hard into the ground does not tell you to be off balance, so it is not a forward push. It will only make you jump too high and slow down. When you push into the ground, you also push the hip up. Air time is slow down time. Landing on the toes can be done hopping in place and running slowly. It does not set you off balance for speed. Stride length and stride frequency does not have the off-balance stand to move you forward. Besides, starting out with the long stride forward reach will not let you speed up. You can hop up and down fastest while hopping in place. Landing directly under the body can only be done while hopping in place. In running at a steady pace, the feet always land ahead of center and drag behind center.